Everybody, and welcome back to the Java tutorial series, specifically for Minecraft development. And sorry it's been a while since the last episode. I've just been extremely busy with life and school stuff, but I'm back, and we're back with the tutorials. So last time we just made a simple plugin that will, on the load, tell the server that the plugin has, or tell the console that the plugin has loaded successfully. And then I also spent a lot of time explaining to you, how Java works. And we're going to have a little bit more of that today, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth on what we can actually do with the plugins. So today what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that way when a player joins the game, it'll welcome them in chat, and then it will also launch a firework on them. Hopefully. If we can't do the firework, actually no, we won't do the firework. We're gonna make it so that way when the player joins the game, it'll congratulate them in chat, and then it will what can we do? What's something fun to do? I don't know. We'll think of something when we get there. Yeah, we'll think of something when we get there. Anyways, so the first thing that you need to know before we go into dealing with a player like joining, what you have to understand is how the event system works. So the way that it works is that there's an event called player join event, and let's call this equals new player join event. I was gonna say no. So basically you can see if we go, there we go. Okay, so now we can see that the player join event extends player event, and player event extends event, which has its own stuff. But we're focused on the player join event. So what you can see here is that it wants to it's given the player that is joining. Sorry for this, and then it also is given the join message. So it does some value setting there, but then we can get like the join message. We can set the join message, and then we can also do some other fun stuff. But the main thing that I want you to understand is that every single time something happens in game, like a block being broken, a player joining, a player quitting, a player killing a player, there's an event for that. Now there's not an event for everything, but there's an event for most things. And the way that a lot of things are handled are by using multiple events at the same time. But that's more complicated stuff for down the road. Right now, we're just focused on a single event. And so the way that we act upon an event is, first we have to say at event handler, and then we're going to want to import this. Sorry, we have to make our method first. So we're going to say public void on player join event, again using that headless camel casing, and then player join event e. And so so let me explain what this means. So by having this event handler here, event handler is an extension of org.bucket.event, and this basically means that this method right here is responsible for handling the player join event. Now you might be wondering, alright, well, what does that do for me? Well, if we didn't have it there, the plugin wouldn't know that this method is supposed to be used on a player join event. It would probably still work just based on the way that the event API works, but it's more secure to use this event handler here. Anyways, and the reason why we have player join event E here is because this method has to be passed the actual event so we can get the information from the event. So basically, whenever the event occurs, since this is marked as the handler for this event, this is past the event. Now, that might be a little bit hard to understand, but basically whenever the player join event is called, we're being sent the information from it. And so we can go in here and we can say e.getPlayer, and now we have the player that joined, and we can do anything to that player that we could do to any other player. So we're going to utilize this to our advantage. So we're going to say, okay, e.getPlayer, actually no, so we want to make it welcome them. So we're going to say bucket.broadcastMessage, and then we're just going to say, by the way, I'm pressing Option and 6 to get that character. This is an alternative to doing chat color codes. And then we're going to just say welcome plus e.getPlayer.getName to the server. And now that we have that, as soon as somebody joins, the server is going to broadcast welcome player to the server. And we can do a number of things after this. For instance, we could say e.getPlayer. Here, we'll just do something fun and easy. We'll just do e.getPlayer. Get. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Do get inventory dot add item stack, and we're just, so basically what this is gonna do is this is gonna allow us to add an item to the player. Now, how do we add an item? Well, we can't just put in stone or whatever. We actually have to construct the item, and so because of the new system, we have to make an item stack. So we're gonna say item stack item equals new item stack, and in here, this is where we say, okay, we want to give them diamonds, and we're gonna give them one of them. And then you need to import item stack from org.bucket.inventory. So now you can see we have an item stack named item that is 1 diamond. And so now we can do something like item meta equals item.get item meta. And so if we import item meta, we can say item meta dot set display name. We can say welcome to the server. And then, sorry for my dogs barking. Sorry about that. I'll try to cut out as much of it as I can. But basically, now whenever we make a change to the item meta like this, after we make our changes, we have to say item.set item meta, so that way the item actually retains the meta changes that we're making to it. And so now, in this right here, we can say item, and now the player is being given this item. Now, whenever the player joins, you're gonna see this message, and they're going to receive the item stack item, which is the material diamond, and they're gonna receive 1, and it's gonna have the name welcome to the server. Okay, so this is pretty much what we were aiming to accomplish, and so I'm going to go ahead and export this, and we're gonna go over here, go into plugins folder, and sorry, there's other plugins in here. Okay, and now if we start the server, So let me go ahead and log into my test server. And I can see it said in chat, welcome KRido2 to the server, and we received welcome to the server diamond. Don't worry about this stuff, that's just stuff that you don't need to worry about. And if we disconnect and we join again, you can see we end up with a second diamond. They might be saying, well, hang on a second. What if I only want the player to be able to get the diamond once? Well, there's an easy fix for that. And I'm going to go ahead and quit out of this so it doesn't make the recording bad. But here's what we do. So right here, all we have to do is say if e.getPlayer e.getPlayer.has played before, then we're gonna just put nothing here. Let me say else. We're gonna give them that. And so this basically just relies on Boolean algebra to say, okay, if the player has played before, they shouldn't get the item, else they should get the item, and the else is if they have not played before. So in order to demonstrate this, I'm going to export this. I'm going to export it, and sorry, there's more dog barking. I've dogs sitting, and it's just loud. And then I'm just gonna cut until the server starts up. Okay, alright, sorry about that cut. So I've exported the plugin, server started, and now you can see when I log into the server, I only get the diamond if I've joined before. And you'll remember I had the 2 diamonds before we made the update, and so now I don't have any more because I've played on the server before. And so that's just a really quick and easy way to do something. A really quick and easy way to give somebody an item on their first time joining. And so you can combine these item stacks together and give players multiple items if you would like to give them, say, like a starting kit. So for this next example that I'm going to give, what we're going to do is we're going to actually set the player's armor. So we're going to say if the player has played before, then we're going to say e.getPlayer.get oh, that's right, .get inventory .get helmet .set item type material we're gonna say iron underscore helmet, and then we're going to say e.getPlayer .get inventory .get helmet .set type, oh wait, sorry, not get helmet, get chestplate .set type material .iron chest. And we're going to say e.getPlayer.get inventory .get chest, not chestplate, sorry, get leggings .set type material .iron leggings, and e.getPlayer.get inventory .get boots dot set type dot iron square boots. So now you can see that it's going to set my armor to iron helmet, iron chestplate, iron leggings, and iron boots. So if I go ahead and if I were to run this, I would spawn in with an iron helmet, an iron chestplate, iron leggings, and iron boots, and my armor slot. So this is just one example of acting on an event. This particular time it was the player join event, and next time we are going to work with the player move event. That'll be a very fun one. So that's it for this episode, and I will see you guys next time.